Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the whole West Asia is once again moving dangerously close to open war. From naval clashes to missile storms to diplomatic humiliation and psychological warfare. Tonight, we break down every major development that is shaking the entire West Asia and beyond. Hello and welcome to Skyline. I am Dhruti Yatri, and tonight we decode the war signals, the political drama, the military escalation, and the global fear surrounding Iran, Israel, and the US crisis. Fresh explosion near Bandar Abbas and Qasim Island has triggered panic across the Gulf region after reports emerged that the United States military launched strikes on Iranian-linked vessels, and that too, according to the American media. These strikes came after 3 US destroyers were allegedly ambushed near the Strait of Hormuz. Well, think about how serious this moment is. The Strait of Hormuz, that's not just another waterway. It is one of the world's largest oil lifelines. Nearly 20% of the global oil passes through this narrow particular route every single day. Oil tankers carrying Saudi crude, UAE exports, Kuwaiti shipments, and Qatari gas. It all move through this tiny corridor. One major military clash over here, it can shake economies from Delhi to New York overnight. In the meantime, Iranian media claims the confrontation began when the IRGC fast-track boats, drones, and missiles surrounded American naval vessels moving through the Gulf. In fact, reports suggest that the destroyers were entering a highly sensitive stretch near the Gulf of Oman, when Iranian surveillance system allegedly began tracking them aggressively. And soon after that, reports of explosion began surfacing near Iranian coastal military zone. In fact, residents near Bandar Abbas reportedly heard loud explosions. Videos began appearing online showing smoke rising into the night. In fact, Iran initially denied the major damage, and then conflicting reports started appearing from local media, regional analysts, and Western outlets. And then came the biggest twist here. An American official reportedly confirmed to Fox News that the United States had indeed struck Iranian-linked targets near Bandar Abbas and Qasim Island. But Washington also sends another major message, and that too very carefully. This does not mean full-scale war has restarted. That particular sentence, it reveals something extremely important here. Well, the US wants to punish Iran, but America also wants to avoid a massive regional explosion. And that is why tonight feels so dangerous. Both sides are attacking, both sides are escalating, but both the sides are also pretending that they do not want war here. Ladies and gentlemen, history shows that this is exactly the stage where conflicts can suddenly spiral out of control. Because eventually one side miscalculates, one missile lands wrongly, and one ship sinks. In the meantime, one commander dies and diplomacy, it all collapses. So tonight, the Gulf is once again becoming the center of global fear. Insurance companies are watching nervously. Oil tankers are monitoring every headline. Gulf airlines are preparing contingency plans. And millions of ordinary people across the Gulf region are wondering whether this crisis is about to become something much bigger. Now, hopping on to Mr. Trump, here comes the political earthquake that nobody ever expects. US President Mr. Donald Trump has openly warned Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu against escalating tension with Iran. And the tone that shocked many observers. Because this does not sound like two allies who are speaking very quietly behind the doors. This sounded public. This sounded direct, almost humiliating. Mr. Trump reportedly told Mr. Netanyahu that attacking Iran right now would be inappropriate because negotiations may still succeed. Can you think about the message that is being sent here? For years, Israel and America projected a complete unity against Iran. But now, cracks are becoming visible in public. Mr. Trump, he appears to believe a diplomatic arrangement with Tehran may still be possible here. Reports suggest back-channel talks involving Gulf mediators and international negotiators are quietly continuing. In the meantime, the White House reportedly hopes a limited understanding on Iran's nuclear program and regional operations that could reduce tension very temporarily here. But Mr. Netanyahu, he clearly does not trust Iran, and he has repeatedly pushed for aggressive pressure. Israeli security officials, they have long argued that Iran uses negotiations only to buy time, while strengthening its missile program, drone arsenal, and regional proxy network. And suddenly the world is seeing something rare, a visible disagreement between Washington and Tel Aviv during a regional crisis. And that, ladies and gentlemen, changes everything, because Iran watches these divisions very carefully. Tehran understands that if America and Israel, they are not fully aligned, opportunities open up. And this may explain why Iran suddenly appears more confident in Hormuz, because Tehran likely believes Washington wants to avoid another endless Middle East war. And at the very same time, Mr. Trump also faces pressure inside America. Many Americans are just tired of foreign wars, tired of military spending, tired of endless conflict in West Asia. The war in Iraq and Afghanistan left deep scars politically and economically, which means Mr. Trump must balance strength with restraint. He wants to look tough against Iran without dragging America into another expensive military disaster. But this balancing act, it is extremely risky, because if Iran pushes too hard, Trump may be forced to retaliate harder. And if Israel believes America is becoming too soft, Mr. Netanyahu could decide to act independently. Well, that is why tonight's tension is not just military. They are political, personal, strategic, and deeply unpredictable. One angry statement, one surprising strike, one intelligence failure, and the entire region could suddenly move into a completely different phase. Third big news tonight, Iran is making a massive claim that could reshape global perception of power in the Gulf. Iranian media outlets linked to the Revolutionary Guards claim that 2 American warships suffered direct damage during missile and drone attacks near the Strait of Hormuz. The reported targets include USS Truxtun, USS Mason, and USS Rafael Peralta. According to Tehran, Iranian missiles, their drones, and their fast boats launch a coordinated assault against the destroyers as they move through the Gulf waters. Here, Iran claims that the ships, they were forced to retreat towards the Gulf of Oman after sustaining serious damage. In the meantime, America strongly denies this. Washington insists that no US naval vessel was successfully hit. In fact, Pentagon-linked officials claim that American defense system intercepted the incoming threat before they could even reach or cause any serious destruction here. But here is what makes the whole situation so important. Even the US admitted Iranian forces launched what it described as a fierce and sustained assault. Now, that wording, that really matters, right? Because governments choose military language very carefully. And the phrase, fierce assault, it suggests that the whole confrontation, it was intense, it was dangerous. In fact, reports indicate the attack may have involved multiple layers of pressure simultaneously. Drones approaching from one direction, fast boats attempting very aggressive maneuvers, missiles launched from coastal areas, electronic warfare system possibly trying to disrupt radar and communication. Now think about the bigger picture here. For decades, the US Navy symbolized unmatched dominance in the Gulf, right? American destroyers were seen as nearly untouchable. Massive radar system, advanced missile defense, sophisticated electronic warfare, and nuclear-powered carrier group. But Iran has spent years developing a different type of warfare strategy. Cheap drones, fast swam boats, anti-ship missiles, coastal launch system, and underground missile facilities. Here, Iran knows that it cannot overpower America, of course. So instead, it tries to create fear and uncertainty. Here, Tehran wants the entire world to believe just one thing, that American naval supremacy can be challenged. Even rumors of damaged destroyers, it can impact global psychology. Oil market can react, shipping companies can panic, insurance costs will rise. In fact, investors become nervous. And this is exactly the kind of pressure Iran wants to create, because Tehran understands something very clearly here. If the world begins seeing Hormuz as unsafe, then global pressure on Washington increases automatically. Now tonight, the world is also witnessing Iran's military doctrine in action. Not traditional warfare, not giant tanker, but swarm warfare, asymmetric warfare. The kind of warfare that we talked about, designed specifically to trouble large superpowers. And according to Iranian sources and the US military acknowledgements, the IRGC launched one of its biggest coordinated naval assaults in recent history. Missiles reportedly fired from coastal position hidden along mountainous terrain near the Gulf. Attack drones moved across the Gulf skies, and that too at low altitude. Fast attack boats approached American destroyers very aggressively at high speed. Electronic warfare system likely activated to create confusion and radar disruption. In fact, for a few tense moments, one of the world's busiest energy corridor, it appeared extremely dangerously close to a total military chaos. And this is exactly how Iran planned it. Now, Iran understands that it cannot match American air power through its air power. So instead, it focuses on disruption, make Hormuz dangerous, make shipping nervous, and make military operations expensive, make the entire Gulf unstable. This strategy, it is deeply connected to geography. The Strait of Hormuz, it is narrow, it's crowded, it's heavily vulnerable. At some point, shipping lanes, they are only a few kilometers wide. Massive oil tankers, they move closely through very predictable routes here. Long warships operating here face unique risks because missiles, drones, and speedboats, they can approach quickly from multiple directions. And that is why even the world's strongest navy must operate very cautiously in these waters. Military experts say that Iran has spent years preparing specifically for this kind of conflict. Underground missile tunnel, hidden drone launch sites, coastal radar system, and mobile anti-ship launchers. So tonight's confrontation, it also reveals something else. The era of cheap drones and missile swarm, it is changing naval warfare globally. A billion-dollar destroyer, it can now be threatened by relatively inexpensive system. And you know what? Here, military analysts and the military planners around the globe are studying this very carefully. Specifically China, specifically Russia, specifically nations watching how modern conflicts are evolving now. Because what happens in Hormuz tonight, it could influence future wars every single where. In fact, another battle is unfolding alongside the military clash. The information war. Iran's IRGC, they have released dramatic videos allegedly showing missile launches and drone attacks targeting American warships in the Strait of Hormuz. Well, the footage, it is cinematic. Night skies exploding with fire. Well, missiles launching from hidden position, drones flying over dark waters. In fact, there are explosions that are flashing near the naval vessels. Iranian media calls the operation precise and extensive. But tonight, the real target is not only the US Navy. The real target is perception here. Iran wants billions across the world to watch these videos and think, America is vulnerable? Really? Now, that psychological impact, that matters, because modern warfare is no longer fought only with weapons. It is fought with narrative, images, social media, fear, and viral content. Well, within minutes of the video appearing online, hashtag related to Hormuz, IRGC attack, and the US destroyer, it began trending across multiple platforms. Here, supporters of Iran celebrated the footage as a proof that Tehran can challenge American power directly. But critics, they accused Iran of exaggerating and declared it a propaganda. Though America denies Iranian claims of successful hit, but even without any confirmation, the videos themselves influence the global audience. One dramatic clip spreads across the social media within minutes. All traders react, news channels amplifying the headlines, and suddenly the internet becomes part of the battlefield. And that is why modern conflict feels so chaotic. Facts move very slowly, but videos move instantly. And often perception shapes the public opinion long before the truth becomes clear. In fact, it's not just Iran versus the United States anymore. There is a US ally that is moving closer to Iran, and that's a shock for America tonight. Another unexpected diplomatic twist that is shaking geopolitical landscape. One of America's traditional allies is now appearing increasingly friendly towards Iran. And tensions with Israel, they are suddenly growing. Ladies and gentlemen, reports suggest Spain summoned Israel's ambassador after outrage over regional development and civilian casualties linked to the ongoing West Asian tension. This is significant because Western unity around Israel is beginning to look weaker than anybody ever expected. Across Europe, frustration is growing over instability, warfare, civilian suffering, and regional escalation. In fact, large protests have erupted in several European cities over the wide West Asian conflict. Political pressure on the European government, it is increasing rapidly. And at the very same time, Iran is trying aggressively to improve diplomatic relationship wherever possible. Tehran understands something very important here. If it can weaken Israel diplomatically while surviving American pressure militarily, it gains strategic breathing space. And tonight we are seeing signs of exactly that. European governments are becoming more vocal. Criticism of Israeli action is growing louder. Some leaders fear the region is moving very fast, closer to uncontrollable escalation that could damage the global trade, migration stability, and energy security. Here, Iran is trying to present itself not only as a military power but also as a political player capable of surviving isolation. Tehran wants the entire world to see it as resilient rather than isolated. And that matters because wars are not won only on the battlefield, they are also fought diplomatically, economically, and psychologically, right? If America's allies they become divided, then Washington's strategy becomes harder to maintain. And that is why tonight's diplomatic shift, they are almost as important as the missile themselves. Because alliances are the backbone of global power, right? NATO unity, Gulf cooperation, the US-Israel coordination, European diplomatic alignment. All of these relationships influence how global crises unfold. And when alliances begin to shake, the entire geopolitical structure becomes unstable. Speaking of allies, let's talk about Iran's ally now, China. While the world focuses on Hormuz, another major story is unfolding very quietly in China. Mr. Xi Jinping, he has intensified a major purge inside People's Liberation Army. Senior military officials are disappearing. Yes, defense leaders are being investigated, their generals, they are being removed, and corruption crackdowns are expanding rapidly. Why now? Because Beijing believes the world is entering a more dangerous era now. China wants complete military loyalty and discipline before any future crisis involving Taiwan or the Pacific. In fact, reports suggest several high-ranking commanders connected to missile forces and the whole system, they have faced investigation and maybe just sudden removal. Here, analysts believe that he wants tighter personal control over the military as geopolitical tension, it increased globally. And Chinese strategists, they are watching Iran crisis extremely carefully. Every missile fired in Hormuz becomes a lesson for them. Situations like how does America react under pressure? How effective are drone swarms? How vulnerable are naval assets? And how quickly do markets panic? China is studying all of that because modern global conflict, they are deeply interconnected. What happens in the Gulf, it can influence military planning in Beijing. At the very same time, America is also facing pressure in multiple regions simultaneously. Count it: Ukraine tension, Middle East instability, China-Taiwan rivalry, economic competition, and that creates strain. Now here, Chinese analysts understand that prolonged instability weakens global confidence in American leadership and military predictability. Beijing may see strategic opportunity in a distracted Washington, right? And that is exactly why the entire world feels increasingly unstable tonight. Too many crises are heating up together. Too many powers are testing limits simultaneously. And history teaches us something dangerous here. Global instability often grows very quietly before exploding suddenly. Before major global conflict, warning signs usually appear in multiple regions, and that too all at once. So tonight, many analysts fear the world may be entering another, one of the most dangerous historical period. In the last segment tonight, let's talk about one of the most nervous leaders in West Asia tonight, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, because Saudi Arabia understands something terrifying. If the Iran-US conflict fully explodes again, the Gulf Arab nations, they will become the first casualty. Ladies and gentlemen, reports suggest Riyadh has urgently appealed for restraint as fighting fears intensify around the Hormuz. Here, officials, they know exactly what is at stake here. Oil infrastructure, Shipping routes, airports, energy markets, foreign workers, regional investment, everything becomes vulnerable during a Gulf war. Saudi Arabia still remembers previous attacks on the oil facility that temporarily disrupted their production and shocked the energy market globally. Now, those incidents expose how vulnerable Gulf infrastructure can become during a regional escalation. And remember here, millions of Indians live and work across Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. In fact, countries like Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, any serious regional escalation, it will affect their lives too. Flights can be disrupted, jobs can be uncertain, oil prices surge, trade slow down, and panic spreads quickly. And that is why Gulf leaders are desperately trying to stop tension from spiraling further. Quiet diplomatic calls are reportedly taking place between Gulf monarchies, Washington, Tehran, and international mediators. But tonight, the frightening reality is this: neither America or Iran appears ready to completely step back. Instead, both sides are escalating very carefully. One strike, then another, one warning, then another, and this slow escalation is what makes the whole situation so dangerous. Because eventually someone miscalculates. One missile lands incorrectly, one naval vessel sinks, one commander dies, and suddenly the entire region crosses a line that cannot easily be reversed. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest fear tonight, it is no longer whether tensions are rising or not. The real fear is whether anybody still has full control over where this crisis is heading next.